Hey guys, Emily Muccianti here. Thanks for coming to my channel. In today's video, we are going to access the 95 Phonics Lesson Library 2.0 digital trial so that you can jump in and see if this is a good option and a resource to add to your resource library for intervention. All right, so I have gone over to the website. I have entered in my contact information, which is required for the free access, and I'm going to share my screen and take you over to show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we are on the 95% group website, and this is the page to go to if you are looking to access this information. It's going to be 95percentgroup.com/products/95 Phonics Lesson Library. And so when we're going here, you can see a little bit of information. I scrolled down a little bit, but this is going to be something that is targeting your tier 2 intervention, and you can go here to start your digital trial. When you do that, you will enter that contact information that you need, and you will then get access to this page, which is the actual trial. So I am going to go through this with you in real time, and we'll see what we think. First, we have the digital guide that gives you a little bit of information about this particular content. We've got a trial with, let's see, it's a week-long sampling of all 3 levels of Phonics Lesson Library for free. You'll receive all the materials you need to experience the transformative power of both the print and digital components of the program. This complimentary trial gives you the opportunity to explore and experience the power of these resources, whether you decide to teach the lessons or simply browse through the material. So we've got our background, we've got a timing guide, there are the lessons. So depending on which level you think that you will need for your students, you can access whichever of the 3 levels that you are interested in. There are going to be digital teacher presentation files, student activity modules. We've got some physical manipulatives. It says printable assets allow you to complete the lessons, including passages, phonics chips, word cards, and more in a hands-on fashion. So you can, and this is how I recall this as well when I used the Phonics Lesson Library, the first version. You could purchase the phonics chip kit, which they reference in the original version, but now one of the updates for the 2.0 is that you can print the manipulatives that you need, which I would strongly consider printing on cardstock so that they are more versatile. But that would be something so that you don't have to have that additional chip kit purchase. Although if you want it already done, the phonics chip kit is still there and it's still available for you. So it's going to tell us here using the materials. We're going to target a specific skill for the full week. Instruction is designed to be facilitated over 5 days with 30 minutes of instruction per day. It will follow a gradual release of responsibility. And we have the teacher presentation files that we can have the digital access to here. By showing these to students as you work through the instructional dialogue, you'll have everything you need to successfully model and provide group practice on the skill without using your whiteboard marker. Okay, so students apply their learning in the you do section of the lesson. Within the lesson text, you'll see a yellow bar denoting opportunities to use the digital student activity modules which are provided. Since the student activity modules are teacher directed, you will find instructions to share with students within the lesson. Okay, this is the last page here. To use the student activity modules, you'll just need enough laptops or tablets for your 5 small group students. Simply use the student activity module links provided within the trial site to allow students to access the activities. A printable manipulative is also included to allow for a print-only or hybrid approach. Should you choose to utilize the digital assets, rest assured that no data is collected about you or your students. We encourage you to explore all the materials to get a feel for all of the implementation options. Okay, so I really appreciate this. First of all, it's not just going to be a brochure that you are looking through in order to kind of get the basics, but you actually have an opportunity now to put your students on this digital trial so that all of you can try it. You can get feedback from your students as well. I think that's fantastic. So we encourage you to utilize the digital access to explore our newest online tools. For those who choose to implement using the digital materials, you will use the lesson, the digital presentation files for the teacher, the student activity modules, and the writing modules. If you decide to go print only, you can print the lessons, and then there is the printable manipulative kit. And there is some instructions on how to prepare those print kits for you. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go back in. I downloaded the guide. I am going to jump into the basic skills because that is the one that I have here. It doesn't mean that I need the teacher's edition because I already have access to it, but I'm going to have it here so that I can bookmark some things and go in and check. So I'm going to explore this. And we've got our trial guide. Links will open in a new tab. We've got the trial guide, the timing guide, the lesson, the print manipulative kit, the digital presentation files, and the student activity modules, which they call SAMs. Okay, so we did the trial guide. Let's see what the timing guide looks like. So we've got, it will tell us we've got those 5 days, and these are listed in total minutes. So there is a 2-minute phonemic awareness, a 2-minute identifying phonemes, articulating phonemes, 3 minutes. We've got identifying patterns, sound spelling mapping with chips. I always loved this piece. Word sorts, you know, or pattern sorts. I've got to give a shout out to sorting. And this leads me to mention Sortigories, which is also a 95 product. I don't have access to it yet, but if you're interested, maybe I can get access so that we can take a peek at that. But sorting, classifying information and sorting based on similar elements or dissimilar elements is a really great activity. And you can create these on your own also, but I love that there's a sorting component included. And then it looks like we've got some reading to transfer to text. So the day one is going to be the phonemic awareness component. We're going to continue with that for day 2. We're going to get into word reading and some fluency and writing. Day 3, we've got a brief phonemic awareness activity, doing some word reading, writing, sentences, transferring to text. Day 4, it's got another phonemic awareness, basically just a quick warm up, and then moving into word chains, transferring to text. And then you can see again a quick phonemic awareness, moving into the writing sentences, word chains, and transferring to text. So just as a first impression, looking at this, I really like how every single day there is reading involved that will transfer to text. My assumption is that that is going to be all decodable, which I think is probably very appropriate. Okay, so let's look at the lesson. Here is the lesson that they are going to choose, which this is skill number 2.3, closed syllable short I. Day 1, and I'm just going to scroll through this really quickly so you can, so you can see it here. We're still on day 1. You can see this is the information about the printable materials. Again, this all comes into the Phonics chip kit. excuse my cat. That's my grand cat. I'm babysitting this week. We are going to, you can print those out, or if you already have the phonics chip kit, you don't need to print that. You can just keep moving through this. But I really like the manipulative component of this. Still in day one, you can see that everything is very scripted, which once you get some of those routines in place, you can rely more on your memory of the routine for that. And we're doing the pattern sort. Again, my grandcat has no knowledge of staying out of the camera shot, and rather than trying to redo this, you just get to see what my life is like also. Okay, and let's see, transferring to text. Here is that we've got a passage, the big fig with the short I. We'll see where we can access all of that. This is the information on when you are going to be able to access those student materials so that you know to bring the tablets and the devices up. Okay, and then we go into day 2. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to take you through so that you can see quickly. These are, it looks like we've got 1 week is 46 pages. You may want to keep this digital. You may want to print it. Totally up to you, but you have access to it. What I'm going to do now is tag this in my book so that I can use this. Okay. So we saw the lesson. Now let's check out what the printable manipulative kit is. And they are going to give us some information on how to assemble all of this. So if you would like to do this, you can print this out. Honestly, even if you don't choose to go with the PLL 2.0, having this manipulative kit is really handy. With the chips, if you don't have something, manipulatives are a great way to keep students actively engaged. So something that I think that's a really nice freebie and giveaway. All right, so let's see what it tells us to do. Thank you for your interest. Before you facilitate this, prepare the trial manipulatives included in this download. Be sure to review the instructions below to ensure a smooth experience. We are confident you will discover the value of it. If you plan to use the print implementation model, the steps outlined will guide you in preparing 5 sets of student manipulatives and 1 set of teacher materials. For guidance on the digital or hybrid implementation models, please refer to the 95 PLL 2.0 trial. Okay. So this is the directions. It's telling you exactly what to print. Now, obviously, if you don't have 5 students, then you don't need to print that many. If you just wanted to do 1 sample, that is fine, or you could do it all. Like I said earlier, I think this is a great resource to have anyway. Nice little giveaway. So we're going to print the kit on one side of the paper and in full color. It has 20 pages, including these 2 pages of instructions. You're going to cut the large header cards for teacher use, and you're going to cut the small header cards for student use. You will cut apart the colored phonics chips. The teacher and the student should receive the following chips: 3 blue chips, 1 red chip, and 1 red I spelling chip, okay? You're going to make 6 black and white copies of the following. So you've got your student passages, your fluency sheets, your student cards, and then you've got your spelling mapping sheets that you could do. And again, all of these, let's see, the mapping sheets, they do suggest you can make these 2-sided because that will give you, I would stick them in page protectors so that you can do them on both sides. Make 2 copies of the comprehension questions. So that's an interesting addition here. We've got a little bit of a comprehension piece to this now. Each page contains 3 sets of duplicated questions. Cut the page of questions horizontally. The remaining pages of the trial manipulative kit are for teacher and do not need to be copied. So you can do this, print this stuff for yourself, the remaining pages. Now, if you're ready to begin facilitating the lesson, if you opt to try the digital PLL experience, the only page of the printed trial manipulative that you need is this. So if you are doing this digitally, which that's kind of the main point of going with a 2.0 instead of the original version, is all of these materials are already available inside of the digital platform. So we don't need that. The only thing that we need is the spelling information. And that will be interesting to see. So again, if you're going to use the digital, you don't need this. So I'm just going to scroll through so that you can see these are the header cards. These are the student header cards, the chips. Here is our passage, our decodable text. We can see that the targeted skill is highlighted. We've got a word count here. And then we've also got a copy of this, and this is exactly the same as what is in the original version. The first side of the oral reading fluency or the decodable text is highlighted, but you also have a version that is not. One of those days you read just the highlighted words, then you go in and add the rest of the text. Okay. So we've got wordless, which is, this is all very much an Orton Gillingham component where we're reading lists of words, phrases as we build into the full decodable text. We've got our sentences. These are the student cards for the sorting that you can print and cut apart and give to your students. We've got grids. This is all exactly the same as what is inside of the original. Okay, which comes with it so that you're not actually printing it. Okay, so there we go. We've got our mapping. Again, strongly suggest if you are printing that you print on cardstock, okay? And the things that the students are going to be writing on, you can just stick them inside of page protectors and you'll have those. All right, so let's see what the digital teacher presentation files are. So we are going to be able to, let's just kind of get our bearings straight here. We've got a play, looks like a redo or an undo. We can expand that. We've got our skill. It looks like there's 155 slides. This would be on for 1 week. So we're working on that one skill. Let's see if it just scrolls through. Yep. So now the way that I saw this done was with tablets. So we're working in a small group. The teacher would have the teacher's tablet. The student would have their tablet. So I believe that the, well, we'll see. Let me not speak too soon. So we've got student application options. You can use either the digital SAM materials or the printed materials. The phonemic awareness. Okay, so review. Now what we would do, let me see if I can go back to that lesson. I have it here. Okay, hold on, hold the phone. Okay, so here is the lesson with the materials for the digital component. So we've got the student information, I'm sorry, the teacher information and instruction here. The teacher has this on displayed on their tablet, and I believe we'll see where the student also is working. Okay, so can you hear the sound? So let's go back. We've got the phonemic awareness. Let me see if we can align these. So the teacher would be reading this. Here are the objectives. We've got the presentation file, the yellow icon. This is if you are going to prep it. Here's our goal. Use the gradual release model. I do, we do. So we're going to do say, finger stretch. I do model. Okay. So day one. So it looks like we've got the review here. So the review is here. We would be using our teacher's edition. If you're doing the trial, you would use it here. If you had purchased it, you would be going through here. So it looks like this. Use the gradual release model. Model 1, I do, we do, you do. So it's going to say, and we get to choose these words out of here. So what you may want to do, do we need to go through all of these? No, you don't. It depends on the needs of your students. It depends on how many repetitions of something that they require in order to master that. But the routine is say, and you pick a word, finger stretch the sounds you hear in the word. So it would look like this. Say did. Finger stretch the sounds you hear in did. D, I, d. Say dig. Finger stretch the sounds you hear in dig. D, I, g. Say pit. Students would repeat. Finger stretch the sounds you hear in pit. P, I, t, pit. And you're spending approximately 2 minutes. And it depends on how quickly you need to go here. So we are doing this part. The next. Can you hear the sound? So let's look here. This is the identifying the phoneme. Can you hear the short I vowel in the spoken word? So in this lesson, you will learn to identify and read words with the vowel sound I. Before we begin, I need to know if you can hear the vowel sound I in words. I will say some words. If you hear the vowel sound I in the word, show me a thumbs up. If you do not hear the vowel sound, show me the no gesture, which is that shaking of the palm. What I like about all 95 products, there are routines and there are gestures that are across everything, so you get very familiar with these. So here's the model. Watch how I identify if a word has the vowel sound I. The first word is did. Listen, d-id. I hear the sound I in the word did, so I show a thumbs up. The next word is dad. Listen, d-ad. This word does not have the vowel sound I, so I show the no gesture. Now it's your turn. The word is dig. What word? Dig. They would give a thumbs up or the no, which obviously they would give the thumbs up. Okay. Have students close their eyes. Now, I love this as a little way to scaffold our students. Sometimes it can be very distracting for kids. They're looking and they're not sure where to look and that sort of thing. So when you are working on phonemic awareness activities at all, you can always ask them to close their eyes. It removes any of that distraction and gives them really able that time to hone in onto that one particular sense that we're looking at. Okay, so if I said the word is pit, word, they would say pit. And thumbs up or no. So we are doing this. Now, I always say what word, just something that I've gone into. So if you've got those little tweaks that are just slightly outside of the routine, that's okay. We would do it again. The word is pat. What word? They would repeat pat, thumbs up or no. And we would give that thumbs down, okay? So you can mix these up. I would suggest that you are doing these mostly, you're starting with choral, but then you can say all of you wearing red can do one. You can mix it up a little bit and make sure that you are providing that corrective feedback. So just like all routines with 95 products, there is always a routine for corrective feedback as well. So here, The word is, let's say, jam. The sounds are j, a, m. The vowel sound is a. Because the word does not have the I sound, it has a no gesture. So once again, you get used to that, it'll feel more natural. But this is part of that explicit direct instruction. As Anita Archer always says, you got to keep the teach in teacher. So I love that too. All right, so if we go back here, that was our can you hear the sound? The next one is, can you make the sound? So we're looking here at the articulation piece of this lesson. So now this is a really important, I think, component here. We're going to draw the student's attention to the articulation. And it starts with the modeling, of course. So watch my mouth. Use that almost all the time, especially when I was working with kindergartners, first graders. I would always say, watch my mouth, because we need to help them to articulate sounds. So here's the routine. Watch my mouth as I say the sound I. When I make the sound I, my lips and teeth are open like a smile. I. My tongue is just behind my bottom teeth. I. With my hand on my throat, I say the vowel sound I. I can feel the vibration in my throat, so I is a voiced sound. Because your voice box is on when you say the sound, we call it voiced. I can hold the sound I. Listen, I. Because the sound continues, we call it a continuous sound. So we're really deepening some understanding of these elements that kids may not be familiar with. The practice, look in the mirror and make the sound I. Is your mouth open? And the students are responding. Is it open or closed? Are your lips together or apart? And we're drawing them to that. Now I will say more words. Just like before, you will listen for the vowel sounds I in each word. This time, instead of showing a thumbs up, if you hear the sound I, you will say I. If you do not hear the sound I, show me the no gesture. Okay, so we're building on this. We're still with day one. All of this now is day one. We are working through the articulation now, and you can see we are moving through those components. Maybe I should make that bigger. So we are moving through, we are moving through those lessons. Now we're going to get into the chips, and you can see this is still just the teacher's work. We're still just moving through that. Oh, now I know why I can't do that, because I can't switch. All right, so identifying the sound. We're going to spend about 5 minutes here. We are going to model. So today we're focusing on the short I pattern. When a word has one vowel letter followed by one or more consonant, the vowel sound is short. The short I says I. I will use these chips to represent sounds in words. Now I want to go back here and see. Okay, so here we go. We're doing the I, the I, and you can see, I'm going to see if we can move those. Okay, I'm wondering. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I know what that is. So let me go back to that. And this is the piece that we're doing. Like I said, we're doing this real time, kids. All right, so I will use the chips to represent the sounds. Watch me pull down the sound chips into the boxes to represent the sounds in words. The first word is did. I finger stretch the sounds in the word did. D, I, d. There are 3 sounds. So I think what I would do is 1, 2, 3. Now we've opened that up, right? Now I will pull down a blue chip for the consonant sound D, a red chip for the sound, the vowel sound I, and a blue chip for the consonant sound D. So I'm going to go back and do that here. Okay, there. So I just tap it, click it. I don't actually drag. So see, if you're using the digital version, you don't have to use the actual cutouts or the chip kit. It's all right here. We're going to do a next one because it's saying The red, the blue, I'm sorry, blue, red, blue, this represents the short vowel. Now I will check to see if the word has a short I. Remember, I'm listening for the vowel sound I. The sounds are d, I, d. I hear the sound I, so this word follows the short I sound. I trade the red chip for the red I spelling chip. When there is a letter on the chip, it is called a spelling chip. So you can see, let me go back here, and I'm just click next, and it's swapping it out so that we're doing some of that sound mapping. Okay. Then the word did follows the short vowel pattern because there is one vowel letter followed by one or more consonants. The vowel sound is I. The word is did. All right. Now, this is all something that I used to use with the actual chip kit and everything. You'll get used to the routines, but we will go through. Let's spell let's sound it out. D, I, d. Let's read the word did. Okay. Now, we're going to go into a non-pattern word. So let's see how this works out. Let me show you a word that does not follow the short I pattern. I move the chips back to the top of the map. The word is dad. So let me see if I can do it here. So I'm going to use my booklet so that I can demonstrate what this looks like on the tablet that you could use. Let me show you a word that does not follow the short I pattern. I move the chips back to the top of the map. The word is dad. I finger stretch each sound in the word dad. D, a, d. There are 3 sounds in the word dad. So I'm going to tap, 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 because those are the sounds. I pull down the blue chip for the d sound, a red chip for the vowel sound a, and another blue chip for the sound d. Now, we have a blue, red, blue pattern. This is, again, a short vowel pattern. It is a closed syllable, and we will learn a little bit later that this is going to be the closed syllable. Now I check to see if this word has a short I. Remember, I'm listening for the vowel sound I. The sounds are d, a, d. The word dad, d, a, d, does not have the short I sound of I. Although the word dad follows the short vowel pattern, it doesn't have a short I. So I do not use my short I spelling chip. The short vowel pattern is one vowel letter followed by one or more consonant sounds. In this case, the vowel sound is a. The word is dad. Now, we're going to move in and do this together. So I'm going to click this. We are back. You notice here we've got the we do component. So that aligns to my lesson if I'm going to be reading that off of the digital component, or if I'm going to be using my book. Now, when you do purchase this, you get the books. Okay, so that you are not having to do all of this going back and forth on your same device. So let's do through the we do. And again, I'm reading it. I'm trying to put a little emphasis in my voice, trying to sell it a little bit. Once you get comfortable, it gets a little more natural. So let's build a word together. I will move the chips and you will answer with me. I move the chips back to the top of the mat. Remember, the blue chip represents a consonant sound. The red chip represents a short vowel sound. The word is pit. What word? Pit. So let's jump into the we do. I'm going to go ahead and just follow their routine, try to sell it to you a little bit as far as using my voice to emphasize this and see if I can do all of this. Now, I'm using a desktop for recording purposes, but again, you would be doing this with a tablet. I think that would be a little bit easier. I'm trying to navigate a bunch of different pieces, so let's see how this goes. Let's build a word together. I will move the chips, and you will answer with me. I move the chips back to the top of the mat. Remember that the blue chip represents a consonant sound. A red chip represents a short vowel sound. Now, the word is pit. What word? Pit. The peach has a pit. Let's finger stretch each sound in the word pit. P, I, t. How many sounds are there in the word pit? 3. So we're going to click 1, 2, 3. What is the first sound? P. What color chip should we use? Blue consonant, right? Say the sound as I pull down the chip to the first box for P. Next sound, I. What color chip? Red. Say the sound as I pull down the red chip. I. Last sound, T. What color chip? Blue. Say the sound as I pull down the blue chip. T. Say the color pattern of the chips with me. We have a blue, red, blue pattern. This means that we have a short vowel patterned word. Now let's check to see if the word has a short I. Remember, we are listening for the vowel sound I. The sounds are P, I, T. Say the sounds with me. P, I, T. Now, does pit have the vowel sound I? The vowel sound I, sorry. I trade the red chip for a red spelling chip I, because that is the spelling of the short I sound. Now, what is the word? P, it. Let's slide it and read it. Pit. Let's build another word together. I'm going to move the chips back. We have back up to the mat. The word is pat. What word? Pat. Give her a pat on the back. Let's finger stretch the sounds for the word pat. P, a, t. How many sounds are there? 3. 1, 2, 3. What is the first sound? P. What color chip should I pull down? The blue. Say the sound as I pull down the chip. P. What's the next sound? A. What color chip? Red. Because remember, red represents all the short vowel sounds. Say the sound as I pull it down, A. The last sound, T. What color chip? Blue. Say the sound as I pull it down, T. Say the color pattern of the chips with me, blue, red, blue. Does this represent a short vowel pattern? And the answer is yes. So we read the word, and this was pat. Now, let's check and see though if the word has a short I sound. Remember, we're listening for the vowel sound I. The sounds are P, A, T. Say the sounds with me. P, A, T. We're going to put a finger under it. P, A, T. Does pat have the vowel sound I? No. Although the word pat follows the short vowel pattern, it does not have the short vowel sound I in it. It does not have the short I. I do not need to use the short I spelling chip. Say the short pattern with me. There is one vowel letter followed by one or more consonant sounds. So what is the vowel sound? A. What is the word? Pat. All right. So that is the routine for getting us into these patterned words. Now I'm looking here in my book. Let me go back to the lesson real quick because we're still in that we do. I went through all of this with you. We did pat. Okay. Here we are moving into these are some additional words that you can do with this. You can speed this routine up a little bit, but again, you have options here so that you can maybe pick some words that you want to talk about what they mean, like the word fib. Kids may not know what the word fib is, so you can use this and you can say the word fib is like telling a little lie. And so you can build that in also. We've got the routine for mapping the words here so that you can see that very quickly as you are working with this. So you don't need to go back to that long explanation. All right. Oh, I think what it's doing is telling you to have these opportunities. Basically, we're going to build ones that follow the pattern and the contrast. So you've got some opportunities here. It's already built into the system, how many practices that you will have. So we're not going to do all of that, but I'm just clicking through that. And they suggest pattern word, contrast word, pattern word. They've got a bit of a routine there. Okay, so we're going to move through that, and then we're going to get into the sorting. Okay, so this part here is identifying the sorting, and I'm going back to my book so that I can, let's see, let's look first at the lesson, which is here. The goal is students can identify and sort the words with and without the short I pattern. Also, students can articulate the short I vowel sound within the pattern. So teacher materials, we've got some cards, large header cards, pocket cards, if you are going to use the printed version. Now, my question is, I'm going to look here. Okay, so we have them here. My guess here is that if you are only using the digital, not the print stuff, you could do it straight off of this. But we know using those pocket charts and everything can be kind of handy. So let's go back here. It says, watch me identify and sort words with and without the short I pattern. So you're going to show the card did. First, I find the vowel letter. Touch the vowel letter. There is one vowel letter. The vowel letter is I. The vowel letter I is followed by one or more consonants. So you're going to scoop your finger. This word follows the short I pattern. The vowel sound is I. I place the word under the I for itch card. It says do not read the card though. So here, so we're sorting I under here. That's what they're doing. Little itch. That's the image. All right. Let me show you another word. So we're going to use the dad card. I look for the short I pattern. First, I find the vowel letter. Touch the vowel letter. And we always have them like kind of air touch it. Touch the vowel letter. There is one vowel letter. The vowel letter is A. This word does not follow the short I pattern. I place the word under the no card. So we are going to do the sorting. Now, my question is, it does not look like we're requiring the students to read. I think, however, that would be something that I would probably add. But we're identifying patterns. So perhaps their rationale there is let's just get to basically build some automaticity in identifying those vowels so that we know where they go. So it would look like this. I'm going to jump back to my book. So let's sort some more words together. First, let me go ahead and take dad. All right, those were our I do. Now we're going to do some we do. Here is the word. Touch the vowel letter. So we pretend, or if they have their own tablet, I don't think they will on this. I think that this is just for the teacher. But we say touch the vowel letter. It's like an air touch. So point, you could say point to the vowel letter. How many vowel letters? One. Is the vowel letter I? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Is there one vowel letter followed by one or more consonants? Yes. Does the word follow the short I pattern? Yes. The vowel sound? I. Where should we place this word? Under the I. So we're going to move it up here. Does the word follow the short I pattern? No. If it was a no. And then it would be placed under there. So if I'm going here, let's see if we can add some. So we've got some more words here. Touch the vowel letter. How many vowel letters? What is the vowel letter? Or is this a vowel letter I? Is there one vowel letter followed by one or more consonants? Yes. Does the word follow the short I pattern? No. So where does this word go? It goes under the no. And we're going to keep working with these. Touch the vowel letter. Pretend to touch the vowel letter. How many vowel letters? Is the vowel letter I? No. Is there one vowel letter followed by one or more consonants? Yes. Does the word follow the short I pattern? Yes. Oh, in this case, no. Where should we place the patterned card? Under the no. So we're working through this, okay? Touch the vowel letter. How many vowel letters? Is the vowel letter I? Yes. Is the vowel letter followed by one or more consonants? Yes. Does this word follow the short I pattern? Yes. The vowel sound is I. And then where should we place the card? So we are going through that. And then you can see here that we can submit for our correct answers so that they can check themselves. So now it's telling us that we can use the digital aspect of looking this. So I'm going back to that. That's the student, the library, where it says here student activity and modules. I'm going to open that. There is a little bit of an introduction to watch that, but for the sake of this, we're just going to go ahead and do this. So here we're in day one. So I want to show you what the student side of this looks like. So here I'm gonna kind of go back and forth a little bit so that you can see. Let's see if my camera's okay. Here are my directions. So the student version, or here's my teacher tablet. Here's my teacher directions. And here's what the student would see. Okay. So if I click next here, we're going to highlight the patterned words. I'm looking here at my student. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not right. The you do part of this. Okay. So I'm in the you do portion. We're going to launch the digital component for the student, which I went back to the student section. I added the sort words. Here it is. Let's see what the directions are in our lesson. So it says, now it's your turn to sort words that follow the short I pattern and words that do not. If you have trouble with a word, raise your hand and I can help you. Continue to sort the words until time is up. So here's your corrective feedback. While students are sorting the words independently, monitor each for accuracy. If a student is not sorting the words correctly, return to the we do stage. Use the following steps to provide corrective feedback. So we can go back, watch me, my turn. The word has one vowel letter. It has one letter followed by a consonant and so on. So let's see what the students would do. All right, we're going to start it here and they are walking through. We're going to drag and drop. Drag and drop. And I would have them, after they're dragging it, I would say, I want to hear you whisper read these words so that I can monitor. And what I would say to them, okay, you can click submit. At any point, I would be checking in with my students. Read all of your words that follow the short I pattern. Read all of your words that don't. And then we can do our check for understanding. We got all 7. We can continue and we're going to do it again because it says sort until you run out of time, until the teacher calls time. So it looks like there are 4 opportunities. Got it again. Because we want ample opportunities to practice. And so they are identifying patterns, but depending on my kids, I would also want them to read these words to me. And we've got one more. Oops. See, I'm trying to go so fast, I messed it up. Submit. Okay, let's see what comes back. So we got that. The students get a little tag. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going back here to my next portion. Now we're going to do the transfer to text. So we're going to highlight the patterned words. And it will have a part that has the I do. So it says, let me go ahead and take you through this. There are 2 versions of the reading passage. Let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. There are two versions of the reading passage. The teacher passage is for your reference only. Use the student passage to model identifying and highlighting the pattern words for students. Watch me identify the highlighted words with the short I pattern. In section 1, look for the first word in the title. First I find the vowel letter. Touch the vowel letter of the word, we're looking at there is one vowel letter, E. Because the vowel letter is not I will not highlight it. I look at the next word in the title. I find the vowel letter, it's for big, there is one vowel letter, I. The vowel letter is I followed by one or more consonant. This pattern, or this word follows the short I pattern. I will highlight this word. Now, so we can go into the we do. It says to do the we do practice. So if I go here and I'm going to go back to the transfer to text with those students, that's another launch. They can start it. So they are highlighting these words here. So let's identify and highlight patterned words in the passage together. Find section 2. So we're in section 2. Touch the vowel letter or letters in the first word. Let's identify the highlight pattern words in the passage together. Find section 2. We will look at each word and see if it follows the short I pattern. Touch the vowel letter or letters in the first word. How many vowel letters? If there is more than one vowel letter, then you would say because there is more than one, we will not highlight it. Okay. Is the vowel letter I? Is there one vowel letter followed by one or more consonants? Does this follow the short I pattern? Highlight the word. Okay, so we're walking them through that. So we're going through that. They are going to highlight the word. Does not have an I, does not. They're going to highlight only the ones, and you are doing it with them, right? We're looking for those. So we have 10. We're going to submit. We're check. Great. We got them all right. So it's asking us then to go back. Now, it is your turn to identify and highlight the pattern words. Continue highlighting the pattern words. To provide the corrective feedback, you could go up to that we do. If you're using the printed passages, then you can collect the students' passages with the highlighted pattern words on day 2 if you want. Okay, so let's go back here. And we're seeing that the students are going to highlight the short I words. And it tells us how many there are, which is kind of a nice indicator. And notice that we're just identifying the patterns here. Okay, so we found our words that contained the vowel pattern, and then we can go back here to home. So that concludes our first day, day 1 of the trial. What I would like to do is have you go and visit 95% group. I'm going to drop the link down below so that you can get in and activate your trial. I will be doing another one of these and we'll go a little bit faster. This is so that we can kind of talk through maybe some of the points, the pain points. As with any new resource that you are moving into, there is a learning curve. When we have to coordinate digital pieces and the booklets and all of that and keeping our place, there is a learning curve. That's okay. What we know about these products is that they are grounded in science. They provide that very explicit, direct instruction that our students who struggle need the most. And there is ample opportunities to practice. Now, we're going to, in another video, go through a more advanced lesson. I'll move into maybe day 3 so that we can actually see some of the writing components of this also. But I would love to hear your feedback. Drop those comments in, go activate your trial. If you have an opportunity to use this with your students, I would really love to hear that. And if you have the original 95 PLL 1.0, what do you think? What's the difference? We're going to do day 3 next. We'll see how long that one takes us, and then we'll go through maybe day 5. and then let's see what we think. All right. I hope this was helpful. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, readingdiva06@gmail.com. Don't forget to visit emilymuccianti.com so that you can check out my digital course for our elementary intervention. And I am launching in June. It's just getting rolling right now, our middle school course, and it's called Reading Reset, and it's all about how to include your intervention in middle school. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Thank you for what you do, and bye for now.